Hey, what's going on, traders? It's Wednesday, February 22nd, 8:51 a.m., and here are your morning ideas. Okay, guys, so we have FOMC minutes today. You can see what I did overnight. I shorted into the close, like after the close, or right when the market reopened, I should say, because when you have days like this, the tendency, you see how we have this really low, weak low, I call this, because it's very bottom heavy, right? So this just means that the market most likely ran out of time. It just so the market closes because it has to close at some point, and it doesn't look like we've really exhausted the selling yet, right? When you see an exhaustion of the selling, you see more of a profile that looks very thin on the bottom. So this looks so bottom heavy that you know that there's likely, and I said there's likely some kind of a continuation coming in the overnight session. So you get these strong trend down days, and then overnight you test lower, and that's basically the premise behind this trade overnight. Took this short, it went against me a little bit, then came down, makes a new low, and I got out of that and got long a contract, added a contract somewhere in the middle. You can see here where the extra executions took place, and then take them off as the market starts to go back. Why am I doing that and not looking for a big trend? Well, the big reason is, and you can see I have a buy limit order down here. The big reason is today is the FOMC minutes at 2 o'clock, and most likely I think that the market will rest. I think that that's the most probable scenario. The market will rest after a trend down day, probably rest down here and go back and forth until the FOMC minutes are announced, and it may go up and down a little bit, but pretty predictable kind of market in front of the minutes, where the market waits around to see what the Fed's going to say, because again, the inflation is a big driver in this market, and it's important to keep an eye on that, and most likely the big players sitting on the sideline waiting for that announcement. Okay, the CPI number was a little bit hotter than expected. And what does that do to the, what are the FOMC minutes? How is it going to reflect that? So I think that the market is in wait and see mode. I'm looking more of this market as a mean reverting market in front of those minutes. Okay, so that's that's really what we have here. Just in front of the minutes today. I believe that the market will be pretty slow, and if it does start to trend, I would imagine after the test lower, I would keep an eye on the yesterday's low, which is about 4,000. I think that the vulnerable side is the higher side, because when we look at the big picture here, you can see that we have a pretty thick market in VPOC underneath us at 39.70. So I think that if we're looking at that small picture, and now I'm back on this, you see, well, my head is in the way. Let me move over to the other side. You can see down here 39.70 on this chart down here on the right. Is that same area of the VPOC from this daily time frame. So if the market were to go lower, I think they will probably bounce off of that anyway. So I don't see a whole lot of downside potential going into the minutes. However, like if the market can catch a bid early on, we have a pretty thin profile from yesterday, and we'll start to move back up towards the the 4100. Remember, we got this big hole here that we're probably going to try to fill in eventually. So we're testing lower now. I don't see a whole lot of a potential for a move before 2 o'clock a lot lower, and that's why I'm looking to buy kind of any kind of pullback towards the lows of yesterday on the open. All right, so we'll keep it at that. Please, guys, I apologize. I haven't done morning ideas in a couple days, but there is we are giving away an iPad Pro this week to get your trading more mobile. You're able to get on Tradeovate and TradingView with an iPad on the road. As long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, you'll be good to go. Or you can splice it from your phone. You'll be able to trade right from the road. We are giving one of those away, so I'm gonna put the video of that giveaway in here right after this video, so you can see it in the recommended videos, how to enter that and how you can, potentially win. Okay, guys, I'm James, and let me know if you guys have any questions.